So, hi friends, welcome to another podcast by Gulshan. And today we have Asha with us. I mean, I've always called you Asha.
Yes.
You're Asha Ramchandani. You were Asha Nelani when we met
About 25 years?
25 years ago.
Yeah.
You were in school or you
I
had
had
just passed out?
finished school, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you look the same.
Ask my husband.
So, I remember you coming to, I don't know how, you just heard about SFS
Yeah.
and you just came.
I remember it was the first party or the first anniversary, I guess, 24 years then. And
At
we
the
were
Hyatt
wrapping.
Regency.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were wrapping gifts before at one of the houses. And I was like, wow, it just seemed like my calling. Like, it just felt connected somehow. I want to do this. And yeah, it has brought me so much joy.
But what made you continue coming 24 years down the lane?
And not as often as now.
I know, but that doesn't matter. I know I can reach out to you
Yeah.
and you will be there or you will support. So, and you are supporting us. We'll
Yeah.
talk about Oli
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
But,
It's
you know,
very little.
what makes you, what made you come?
I don't know really at that point what made me come, but what made me stay was these kids. I think when you look at them and their smiles and their love, I don't know if you remember Fatima and Zainab. Those are like, and so many other kids. I can, of course, Nilofer, ever present with their hugs and those biggest, warmest, smiles from them and their parents. And
So, were you introduced to people with disabilities in your school?
no, sadly, we never had incursion programs then, or I don't remember it was having anybody. That's why, like, I don't know what made me come. Somehow, somewhere, I found out, and then.
But you didn't come alone. You came with this whole big gang of
Yeah.
all your friends.
Yeah, luckily we all were on the same page, and I don't know who introduced it to whom, but somehow my friends, and then my family, of course, and my mom, and my kids.
And you know,
But
the young men at that time, they love seeing y'all. All these very, very pretty girls coming and dancing. We did a lot of dancing in those days.
Yeah. I think it was very holistic and even very wholesome. I think that's the word. I remember we used to take those small rooms or small villa. Literally, it was one this size room. And
Whatever we got.
Yeah. And even from designing the whole camps, we used to not really go out as much. We used to do those art projects for them, and it was so much fun. It's just like really putting ourselves in it, but I think gaining so much more.
See, the group was smaller then.
Yeah.
It was much more manageable.
Yeah.
And, you know, we didn't need to go out.
Yeah.
Plus, we didn't have any contacts with bus or, we didn't have so much with, we didn't have the POD card.
Yeah.
We didn't have, it was difficult. So, whatever we got, we just made use of it.
And I remember it was just like, even then, I think it was so interactive and so much fun for all these kids, and especially the volunteers. I think even us as volunteers, as you said, the guys, but I think even the girls like loved coming because it brought us all together much more. And the stories we still share with the whole group and all our friends about, we have learned so much, I think.
So, whenever I meet any of your friends, they always will come, and we are so sorry we haven't been regular, but we still follow you. I know they do. And I said, whenever y'all are ready, come back. When now your daughter is off to university. And I remember, you were getting married. We all prayed. I hope Asha finds a nice guy, and you did.
Yeah, so blessed.
Touch wood.
I met him first at SFS.
I know.
Do you remember that? And of course, that time I had no idea he would be. But I remember him being so nice, and it was so random because he came with another friend. I didn't know. And he was so good with that child. And I'm like, okay, he's a unique person. But of course.
And so kind. That's what you need in this world.
Yeah.
So you don't need anything else.
Yeah. That stayed with me. And over the years, then when I met him again, I remembered. And somehow I think that's what my daughter says. I think you were meant to be in different places.
And you lived in
But-
the same building, right? And you're not
Yeah.
connected.
Yeah. But
Wow.
no, SFS brought me. It's that's what it is. All thanks to SFS. I think, they say like we do, but I don't think we do anything. It's what universe makes us do. But I think at the same time, these kids, they are amazing, and they teach us so much.
And now all the kids have grown up
Yeah.
into adults.
Yeah, and
Amazing
yeah,
adults.
It's
I
such a-
know, you've had been there for so many years. Most of them have
Mm,
moved on.
mm,
They've gone back to their home
Mm.
countries.
mm,
Very few have remained.
mm.
So sometimes when you come back, you
Mm.
feel, I don't really know all these people.
Yeah, but still, I
But
think,
then
yeah,
after like half an hour, you're just
Yeah.
saying, oh, they're this,
Yeah,
they're just
yeah.
so much fun.
there's such warmth, right? Like, and the parents, and then you still have the familiar faces, and then the volunteers, and the next generation. When I see these, so
Hmm.
even now when we did the event, you had these new batch of kids, and I was remembering my days, like how, and I was like ordering them around. Oh, find your buddy, and what are you guys doing here? So it's just nice to see this going on for so many years, and the new people taking over. It just feels good,
And
for
it's
sure.
it's been successful.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
had
yeah,
success.
yeah.
So why should we even change the formula? It's
No.
perfect the way it is.
No, it's wonderful. Yeah, it's wonderful what you guys are doing, Hanif Auntie and you especially. So it's amazing. And I think we learn from all of you, right? So it just flows down. Mm-mm.
So you decided, I know you called me
Mm.
when you had Riti's first birthday.
Yeah.
And you said, I want to celebrate with SFS.
Mm,
And I said, is that the only party you're going to have?
mm,
And you said, yes.
mm,
And I want to celebrate with SFS. I
Mm.
said, but
mm,
that will be the party?
mm,
And you said, yes, that will be the party.
mm.
And you did it,
Mm.
And I talk about it to everybody.
That's
That
so kind of you to remember and these details. Even I had forgotten. But I remember calling all my cousins and all my friends to that party, and just to be aware of what is out there. Like, in a way, like, sometimes we are on very shell and in a bubble in Dubai, especially. And even though my friends were part of it, some of my cousins, my family wasn't. And I just wanted to normalize it. It's like, why it's a big thing. No, it's just the way it is. These are my friends. This is my extended family. SFS was my extended family that time. Why not have just one big party together and have everybody have fun together? And that is possible.
and everyone did.
Yeah.
Everybody was so happy
Yeah.
to be, because it's not often that we get to celebrate first birthday. Everyone wants to keep their kids away. A lot of them feel, oh my God, if I come close,
Yeah.
I'm going to get, my child will get what your child has. And that's just stupidity.
Yeah.
Because
Mm.
they're not, what they have is not contagious.
For sure.
But how do you explain it to them?
Yeah.
So, do you remember, did you get any kind of comments like,
No.
what are you doing?
I don't know. I don't think so. Or
Oh, your
they
mom.
saw-
Your mom must have got it.
Yeah, maybe behind my back. But no, nobody. I think thankfully the circle of family and my in-laws also at that point, right, to agree, and they just understood where. I think it just all came down to my husband also wanting this and believing this. So in this, and it was going to be fine.
Because in India,
Yeah.
they say, oh, let's go to an orphanage
Mm.
and feed them and give them a box each.
Mm.
And,
Mm.
they feel, oh, we've done something wonderful.
Mm.
And then they leave. But you actually
Mm.
celebrated her. And we all at SFS got an
Mm.
opportunity to celebrate
Mm.
Riti.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because, I think she was lucky to have that. I think, I don't know, I don't see it as big a deal.
You don't, but I mean, that was the only first birthday
Yeah.
we ever
I
had.
know. Hopefully, we'll have Reeti's child's first birthday again. Yeah, no, but it just seemed very normal because it's like I was so close to everybody. It just seemed right. You all were part of my journey, finding my husband, getting married, getting my baby. So, of course, to celebrate together was just right. It just felt, yeah. Right.
And then you came to Mawahib, the art studio that I was working at, and you said, you know what, we're starting a play area. It's going to be big, and I need to find out from me how to make it more inclusive. So I said, listen, I'm not going to tell you. You listen, you come to the studio, ask the people of determination, what do they want?
Yeah.
You know, and you came, and both of you, you and husband were there. Both of you came, and they said, we want this. Not only about ramps and everything. They said, we are adults, we would like something.
Yeah.
And then you said, but this is not for that age. They said, we can fit in. And I mean, it was such a healthy conversation. And who actually comes? Nobody comes.
Yeah. So
you just say, okay, let's make. We are making this play area mainly to make money, but that wasn't the case in your. You really wanted to include everybody, and you have.
Yeah. We tried, I think, again, going back to our experiences. And then by then, we had organized enough summer camps when we were taking these kids out and not all the places, and especially some of the loud with the noise and the colors. And I could see the kids not being very comfortable over there, even though they were so excited to come. And then the parents not having a good time. So this was the core of our space. Oli Oli is like it's meant for all kids, for all ages, on all neurotypical or everybody, to come be part of it and have experience. And just to have that conversation was so insightful. So even though you think you know it all, but just to hear from their
perspective, because a lot of time people are not asking them.
Yeah.
We talk about them. We talk that this is what they want, this is what they like, but is it true? Why can't we just ask them? You know?
That's me learning from you, I guess.
No, honestly, that's the reason I started this podcast series. Because I said, everybody is doing podcasts. Everyone is talking to somebody. I love listening to them myself. But people of determination, nobody was talking to them. Nobody was asking them, what do you want? What is your choice in life? After your parents, where do you want to live? These are important things. And when you ask the parents, they say, no, they live with the sibling. I say, but have you asked the sibling or your child, the adult now, where they want to live? And
no, the journeys you're sharing about them, their parents, and the other
siblings.
The siblings. I've seen the families coming together and talking about the different perspectives. No, and it's so great that you're giving that voice. And I think you've always been like that. So even with Mawahib, I think that's what you tried to do and take them on those art trips and everything. It was so wonderful.
Yeah, it's my journey. I cannot...
we should interview you once.
Oh, how many I've done? I've done a lot.
No, but on the street. So
about SFS and the stories. I don't know how many stories there are. My grandsons are going to be so inundated with stories about Dubai when I go back.
I'm sure they'll love it too.
I hope.
It's giving them these voice, this expression, and I think that's what you're trying to do. And it's so, because we all do, as you said, going to orphanage and giving food is not bad, doing that bit, but it's just giving them something so much more meaningful to express themselves. Nothing like that.
And when you got busy, married, kids, your mother stepped in. And then she said, samosas are on me always. And my favorite thing in the world are samosas. So I said, oh my God. Okay. And Hanifa will say, should I speak to Poonam about samosa? I said, yeah, of course, samosa, samosa.
And it doesn't stop there. She sends these, whatever, she'll do. And
Yeah.
she'll get so much, again, that joy out
And
of
then
it.
she'll
and
come
she
with
gets,
this big smile, even though she's not been well or whatever.
Yeah.
But she'll come and she'll
Yeah.
say, I'm so happy.
Mm.
So whenever we do it at Zabil Park,
Especially,
she's always
yeah,
there.
with her chai. And so,
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, again, I think, it's just, I think they're friends now. Like Hanif Auntie is her very good
Yeah.
friend, and even others.
And I say,
also-
I'll just call Poonam and
Yeah.
tell her. She says, no, I will talk.
Yeah.
Because it will be a half an hour call.
Yeah, that's them. No, but it's just, again, seeing it. Sometimes I feel guilty because she's doing it, I can't. And sometimes your weekends, events are on the weekends, and then I'm not able to
Only
join.
on weekends.
Yeah, yeah.
Except in the summer.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the summer, because the weekdays, I can't go because I'm working.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So the rest of the time, it's on Sundays.
So then I just feel guilty again because now the kids are growing up so fast and she's already off to college. So it was about getting this time with them and her and other commitments. But
we are still going to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're always welcome to come.
Yes, yes.
And share. I keep telling everyone, share your experiences.
Yeah. That's
They keep saying, oh, hats off to you. You did all this. But I did it only selfish reasons because it really helped me. There's no other reason I would go on for so many years if it wasn't helping me.
Yeah. I think it's nailed it there. So when you say it's like we are doing it for them, it's not. I always said, I've learned so much. I've gained so much from them. So we all are doing it for ourselves in a way. But I think, and it's also team effort. Even if this event at Holly Holly, people were thanking me, I couldn't do it if my team wasn't there, if I didn't have the space. There's so many people who would want to do it, but they just have a boring office. They can't hold it there. So I'm blessed. I remember calling all those old Lancy Plaza, Royal Nassau Leisure and
you were heading a summer camp. I think the first one you headed.
Yeah. So when we started going out, I used to call these guys, and then it's surreal to hold it now, and they all coming here every year. So it's just amazing to be part of this. But it's not us alone; it's the team effort.
Because I every year for the last 25 years, I've picked one person that I think would take it, and every year it's the same thing. The head becomes like this. Now I am in charge.
It is a huge responsibility.
And we made lots of mistakes and we've learned from them. So please just
I'll get there.
Listen to me. And they said, no, we've decided. I said, who is the we? It doesn't work like that. So we've had many young people coming and ego clashes. No, I know what I'm doing and But at the end, when you explain it to them that this is how it works, they're not neurotypical, they're neurodivergent. So please respect them for who they are. And if we can't do what you want,
And again, I think at the core, everybody wants the best for this group, and it all comes from that.
Initially, when we were going to the cinema and, we would ask them, can we book the cinema? And they would say no. So, okay, then we're sitting with everybody else. Somebody's running down the aisle, someone is walking. Then the guy said, okay, you know what? I'm going to give you the cinema for yourself. So we did that about 3-4 years, where we got the cinema for us.
Yeah.
And everyone learned to just sit and eat the popcorn and, So I said, from the next time, I said, no, we'll do it with everybody.
Yeah.
Because that is what inclusion is,
Yeah.
And they sat and they sit.
Yeah.
So, it's just, it's been wonderful.
Yeah.
The going to restaurants, same thing, Initially, they weren't comfortable
Yeah.
with taking, they would just put food and I
Hmm.
said, but are you going to really eat this? Put it back. You know.
I love the way you deal with them. It's like good. This has been amazing.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Asha,
Thank you, Gulshan.
for
Thank you for saying-
everything that you
No,
do.
not me.
No. And I know you'll continue doing it. If not with
But-
SFS, with someone else.
Yeah.
And you have taught Riti
Mm.
and your son, sorry, what's-
Jahan.
Jahan.
Mm.
Without forcing them
Mm.
that this is something you have to do
Mm.
and you have to be kind.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
your journey is your journey. This is
Mm.
my journey.
Mm.
I'm going to do it.
Mm.
Please,
Yeah.
if you want to,
Yeah.
I can show you. So you do a fantastic job. If you
Mm.
force them,
Yeah.
they're
it's
not going to
happening.
do it.
So they say like they learn, they are the sponges,
Yeah.
whatever we do.
But
So
they're watching
thankfully-
you,
Yeah.
both,
Yeah.
and the grandparents. I mean, they're
Mm.
involved. So,
Yeah.
okay, what is keeping them there?
Mm.
Then even I would like to do
Yeah. Thankfully, this has worked on them, not eating broccoli.
it.
I love my broccoli and they don't. But I'm
But I tell
thankful.
everyone, you want your child to read,
Yeah.
you
Mm.
read.
Mm.
You want your child to watch
Mm.
TV the whole day,
Yeah.
you do that.
Yeah. Mm.
You want your child to be on Instagram, you
Mm.
be on Instagram.
Mm. Yeah.
But
That's
whatever
what
you
we
want
try.
your child to do, you have
Mm.
to do.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm starting trying with other things, but thankfully this has stayed with them, being kind, and especially with SFS, they share something again because I guess
I see
yeah.
them when
Yeah.
we come to Oli. This
Yeah,
year I couldn't
yeah,
come,
Yeah,
but I see them when they come.
Yeah,
I mean, they're happy. And Nilofer,
yeah.
Yes. Nilofer's face lights up,
Yeah,
and Nilofer
she's
says,
so amazing.
"I will organize the Oli."
She was in the lead. She's amazing. Yeah, just her. We have so much to learn.
So thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. So we've got 2 young volunteers of SFS now, Anishka and Agam, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And one is 17 and one is 15. Sorry to say your age, but it's really important because, people think I'll be a volunteer when I'm older. But you all started really early. Yeah. You all have been with SFS. And this year, I saw that for the summer camp, that you all really stepped it up. I mean, I don't know if it was the talk I gave in the beginning.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah? Okay, so tell us, Agam, what was the talk all about? What did I say?
First and foremost, I love to say this, and this is something which you said on the very first day because I joined 3 years ago, and that's the first thing you said to me, and it's the first thing you said to our new batch. And I'm telling you, they're going to remember this.
Okay.
You said, we're not going there to help them. We're going there to make friends and enjoy with them. And that's literally my entire journey. Go there, make friends. And right now, I'm telling you, if I go there once more, it's like I'm going to a mall with my friends, enjoying, going to eat, enjoy with them. It's literally amazing.
So don't let it stop.
I won't.
After the summer, carry on doing it. Whenever you're free, whoever's living in your area, call them and say, hey, let's hang out in the mall.
Yes, mom. No, like right opposite me, I have a neighbor, and he also is a person of determination. But he's so sweet, I have to say. If I see him in the lift, he'll be like, hi, hello, you're going to school today? You're a bit late, don't you think? I'm like, oops, I'm late, you're on time.
Does he have
Amazing.
autism?
Yes, mom, he
Yeah.
does.
So he knows what
He
time
knows.
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what has your experience been? You are a little older,
Yeah.
but when did you join?
13.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's almost going to become 5 years since the beginning. It started off within school. At Millennium, we have best buddies. And beginning, it was just joining, kind thing to do, empathetic. That was my mindset when I joined in. But I think over the past 4-5 years, it's a part of me. And it's going to be a part of me for the rest of my life. Any person that begins the journey, takes that first step, they're not going to stop. It's not something that just leaves and comes and leaves and comes. Once you start it's a part of you for the rest of your life.
But what is it that makes you want to be with them so much?
Initially, this is just a small
You
anecdote.
can say anything. Even if you didn't like it, it's fine.
Yeah. When I first started, around in 2022 and 2023, I wanted to become a nutritionist. So that was my ambition. I told everyone my future goal, I'm becoming a nutritionist or dietitian, something like that. And I started Best Buddies and then eventually summer camp in the summer. Opening ceremonies, closing ceremonies, events, all that started. And in the beginning, obviously, there's that few months for every volunteer that they have that, is this what I want to do? Do I settle well with this? And then there's a point, I think even with Agam or with any volunteer, there's that one point in that journey, the first few months or a year in, that you just know it comes naturally. It's like, even if someone doesn't offer you an opportunity, you will want to find some way to redo it or to re-experience that or to make new friends or to feel that little excited feeling. And 2 years into SFS, 2 years into Best Buddies, now I've worked the past 2.5 years to studying neuroscience and specifically neurodevelopmental disorders for the brain and for people of determination.
Wow.
So it's changed my entire life from the core to what I want to do with the rest of my life.
But by doing that, do you want to find a cure for them, or do you what do you want to do?
I think right after summer camp last year, I conducted my first detailed research on this. It's called Biology Behind Dysfunction. It's around a 30-40 page research paper. And the whole point, the beginning, you have to write a purpose of the paper. And the entire part of that was just saying that there's no way you can term people of determination with one word. It is impossible to do that. It's impossible to say one word, a generalized category, and all of these people fit under that. It's not fair to them, or it's not fair to the people that's trying to understand them also. There's so many different levels to it. There's acquired, there's functional, there's neurodevelopmental, there's genetic, there's also learned psychiatric. There's so many different parts to it that if you want to do justice to that topic, you should be able to at least understand it's an umbrella for all these different things.
Wow, at 17. This is truly amazing. And you're saying SFS?
Yeah, it started it. Deep down, I truly believe Best Buddies and SFS is what piqued that interest in me.
I think I totally agree with what she says, because ever since we've been in Best Buddies in our school and how they've inculcated that value that everyone should be included. Everyone is different. I might be different in different ways. Anyone could be different. But we should know that we are all friends. And that's what I think, how you mentioned about SFS bringing that in. I remember the very first event was at Bounce. And then I remember I was with Simran over there. And she's like, can we go here? Can we go there? I'm like, come, I will join your energy today. And it was so fun. And then I remember in one of our meetings, you mentioned that you should know about this, you should do a research, and I think that's how it started. Because even the interest in our science
because people with Down syndrome are so different from people who have autism.
Totally.
If you don't know them and you're trying to bring now even autism, the person with autism is one person with autism. They're not, you cannot say that they're all the same. But you have to understand that some of them who are on the spectrum cannot stand loud sounds or lights. And, if you drag them and take them there, they're going to have a meltdown. And then you are not going to be able to handle it.
Yeah.
So we don't want that. So if you know about it, and you know the difference between a meltdown and a tantrum, so that's why I always said, do little research, find out. And you went into, I don't know what kind of research, PhD.
What you just said, it reminded me, once at school we have events, Buddy Fest, Vista, Family Day, like those. And we have workshops. Agam helps me out with henna and all most of the time, and always it's my thing that I do henna over there for these people. And it was Simram and Nilofer and all of them were on the stage dancing, singing loud. They prefer that. Some people, obviously, there's such a wide spectrum. Some people like the noise, some people like the energy. And then the girl I was doing henna for, I think her name was Saraswati, I'm not sure.
Mhm.
And I was doing henna for her, and her face was so distraught. Like, she was so upset and jittery. And her parents were afraid to tell me that, oh, it's the sound, she can't handle it. And I could sense something, so I said, do you want me to take her out to the, let's sit out outside, and then I'll do henna and we can come back in, or you can do after that? And they were like, oh my god, their face lit up that someone
Understood.
is willing to understand what their children want, what someone they care for, they love, what they want, that people are out there that want to understand. And once that thing comes, it's not differences. Sorry, it's not dysfunction in each people. It's just they're different from each other. But they're all the same. We're all human. We all bleed red.
And we're all different as well.
Yeah.
And
I'm
when
not
you
the same
ask,
as Agam. You're not the same as me.
I think it's like the awareness also which
Yeah.
when grows, because I think when I joined Best Buddies, I was in grade 6 or 7, like right after the pandemic. I joined so very, very young. I was very, very small, and I went for it, and I've made so many friends. And then I remember
initially, sorry, were you afraid?
I wasn't afraid. I'm going to be completely honest. For whatever event it is, I might be a bit nervous at first. And how you talked about Buddy Festivista, I'm usually into origami over there. So we host the origami workshop on a little table in school. And I remember Nilofer coming, and she's like, can you teach me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm being honest, I was little nervous because it was my first event. And she's seeing that I'm nervous. She's like, why are you nervous? I'm just your friend. Help me, come on. And after that day, I'm so thankful to Nilofer. I'm like, you have taught me not to be scared in my life. If it's a new event, it's a new event. Make friends, go enjoy. And I'm telling you, mom, when we are around them, not just me, when I make my friends come and meet them, we just feel it, that we've made a new friend. And in school, as a matter of fact, we also have during our breaks, students from Manzil, they come in. And personally, now I've started sometimes during the break, I just go sit with them. I'm like, how are you? I've not seen you from so long. What happened? Why didn't you come? And it's so nice. It's really very nice.
And you should be really thankful to your school.
Yeah.
Mrs. Ambika, Venezia, they've all done a fantastic job.
Yes, mom.
So I was as fortunate as the two of you and the other people who are best buddies. Because in my school, we had a special needs section. So we were, either you do gardening or they called it social service. So do you want to go for social service to the special school, or you want to do gardening? And growing bhindis and all was not my thing. So I said, no, I'm not doing gardening. I'm going. And I had the same experiences. So then when I moved from my school to college, in the same building, we had a vocational center. So all the people who I was with in school came to the vocational center. So they were my friends. I used to hang out with them. And people would say, do you know? I said, yeah, he's my friend since so many years. I didn't see that I'm sitting with someone with a disability. I didn't even see that. I would just hang out with them. And I loved it so much. And then for a few years, I lost.
I think it happens.
Yeah. I got married, I had a child. But I was always looking. So when I moved here, I started as a volunteer in the school for special needs. And never imagined that my own daughter that I'm going to give birth to is going to go to that school. Never imagined that. And I loved being with them, but I was a hypocrite. I didn't want to come home to one.
Okay.
So, but I think...
I totally understand that, because in school, we have like a counseling department. And after SFS and Best Buddies, this is very recent. In 10th only I started this. I was like, I need to be around them more, and I just don't want it in the summer holidays. I have a buddy in school. We have buddies. Like from Best Buddies itself, with Prerna, we have buddies. I meet him regularly. But I want more. I want to meet more. I want to make more friends.
We meet once a month,
Mhm.
mostly on Sundays. In the winter, 2-3 times a month, on Sundays. It just depends. If we get sponsorship,
That's the thing.
so that's what we need.
Mhm.
We need someone to sponsor the food.
Mhm.
The entrance now, thanks to the UAE government with the POD
POD
card,
cards.
it's all free. So we go in, we sit there, have a meal, laugh, dance, and come back.
Yes,
you know. And you were talking about Nilofer. So if I can talk on the mic without getting my,
Oh,
it's thanks to Nilofer.
I saw
Yeah.
that one. Oh, it was that
Yeah.
video. Oh wow.
So she is the one who said, but why are you giving me the mic every single time?
Yeah.
Why can't you speak? I said, I can't speak in front of the mic. So she said, look, I'm going to stand behind the camera, look at me and talk to me. Nilofer said that. And after that, there's no turning point. Now you give me the mic and you give me a camera, and I love it. 5,000 people, I love it.
Yeah.
Yes,
know?
ma'am. I think it's really a beautiful learning because, as I was mentioning about the counselors department, so last year I helped a boy who made. Unfortunately, our timetables don't match. But the amazing thing is, I think I told you about this. We have a two-way connection. I teach him math, he taught me drawing, and all of a sudden, because this year our timetables are not matching, so I'm helping Zaid. He just met me in the quadrangle. I'm buying food from the canteen, and he's like, "Hi, you remember me? I remember you. I taught you drawing." I was like, "Yeah, I remember you. You taught me how to draw a duck that day." I said, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to learn more?" I said, "Yes." He's like, "You come now one day down." And I'm telling you, mom, I've been waiting for that chance, that just wait for summer holidays to end. And I'm going to take my time out of break, go there and be with him, because it doesn't matter if I don't have a free period. It's okay. We have breaks for that. So
Yeah.
beautiful.
But so you have neurodivergent
We do.
We do.
in your school.
We do.
So
And
then you have more opportunities to be
Yes,
with
ma'am.
them.
what you said about that stigma that I was a hypocrite when I had one of my own, I felt that it just reminded me that every year we have this thing called buddy pair program. We get paired up with one person of determination, and we go out with them every month once. That's the minimum requirement. And for the past 3 years, I've been a part of it. And each family I met, it just reminded me that I always thought about Vaishnav or Sharan or someone like that. The names
Hmm.
I thought, but I never thought about the other way. How the sibling felt, how Ria felt being with Vaishnav, how their parents felt, and it's not. We never consider when we think outside of SFS. I always feel it's just the people of determination. They're like, oh, bring them all together somewhere, an event. We'll be inclusive. That's not really being inclusive. The families,
Getting to know them.
That is
families,
inclusion.
their journey, how you had a child, how you've grown up to lose the hypocrisy, become. Everyone grows. It's not something that just happens when you're 3 or 30. Even at 61, you're still growing. Even at 17, I'm still growing.
Yeah. And learning
Yeah.
from them. There's
Yeah.
so much that now I've just dedicated my life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But, and a lot of people tell me, how are you speaking to them? It's a bit
Yeah.
rude. I said, because you see them as special needs.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
So if y'all have got it from me, yeah.
Yeah.
So if y'all are acting silly, I'll tell you off.
Yeah.
And it's the same with them. I don't treat them differently.
Yeah.
And I
Yes,
don't see them like, oh, Downs and this one.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter to me.
At the end of the day, we're all just people. If I have to yell at me, if you're gonna yell at me, I'm gonna yell at you. Yeah.
And, I work with an Emirati artist
Yeah.
who's on the spectrum, Abdullah.
Hmm.
Every day he teaches me something new. every single day. He's first of all very tech savvy.
Yeah.
His art is on another level. I studied art for 5 years.
Mm.
I'm not even a patch compared to him.
Oh my
You
god.
know, I'm not. And the way he looks at the world is so different from, you know. And initially, I used to want him to listen to me and do what I'm saying. But I asked myself, who am I?
Yeah.
You know, look at him. Look where he's reached, and his work is incredible, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, it's totally an honor to work with someone like that. And even my daughter Zara doesn't say a single word, but through her silence, look how many lives she's touched, you know.
Yeah.
She can't be bothered whether what she's wearing or how she looks, or, you know, she's not even, doesn't even ask for food or water. She's on a diaper. She's 24 years old. No, 28, sorry. But, you know, through all this, I'm learning.
Yeah.
It's an amazing journey to be around people with people of determination.
Yeah.
What do you think of this word?
Again, this is actually a part of that paper I wrote. How we've evolved from the social service term you said that came about in our 1980s.
Yeah.
And then after social service, it turned into volunteering.
Hmm.
After volunteering, they said, okay, helping people with disabilities, then helping people with neurodivergent neurodevelopmental disorders, then helping people with determination. And I'm confident that it's going to keep changing because if
Because
we,
helping
Yeah,
word has
helping
to
is-
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tell me why. Because
I think that's what
we started with that.
they started. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're not helping anyone.
Yeah.
They're just our friends. And mom, they can have challenges. We can have
Mm.
challenges. But learning how to live with them and how to make them positive is what is our true ability. And if I'm being honest, when we face an obstacle, we find it so difficult. We might start crying. We'll go here, there. Like, I need help. But they already know how to overcome challenges from the day they're born. So they're like,
Exactly.
anything comes in my path, I am going to handle it. I definitely feel, and I'm so thankful that in UAE we have this, that and somewhere I feel it should no longer be person or people of determination. It should just be people. Khalas, no name for them. They're just there. They're our friends. They're normal. They don't need to be termed anything. And if they need your help, it's fine. Even here or there, even we all need our help. You might need,
Yeah.
you and I might need. It's completely fine. Somewhere, I don't know how far this will go, but I feel that we should just remove this term, people of determination. They're our friends. They can be there. I totally. And mom, literally, the more awareness we have, the more understanding and acceptance everyone has to have. And that's what we've seen in our school. I think since the first day, we've had best buddies, our principal, Vanessa mom, Christopher sir, Ambika mom, everyone. They're so inclusive, and that's what inculcates it in us as well. I feel like the more people start learning and understanding about this, the more they'll be like, okay, come with me, we'll go outside and watch. We're completely fine.
More than losing a term or replacing the term, I think it's better to just tweak it to a point where there's no stigma between people and people of determination. It should be at the same level. They should not be, not one should be on a pedestal, or not one should be seen less than one another. I think the term is pretty good. People of determination, person of determination.
So when you ask them, they love it.
Yeah, they think that, oh yeah, I'm determined, I'm compassionate, I've been through a lot. But when we consider the word normal, like if we are normal and there's someone,
But now it's neurodivergent and neurotypical,
and
and everyone's getting so confused.
yeah,
You know, what do we call? So you are neuro.
neuro what? Yeah,
There's a lot of confusion going on.
yeah.
And even with the parents, you know, they just say
Mm.
handicap.
Mm.
You know, it's the word that is
It's,
recognized worldwide.
it's been
It's so sad.
instilled-
I hate it.
yeah.
Yeah.
From generation after generation, it's been instilled in
Yeah.
so many people that
Yeah.
handicap or
Yeah.
He's
You know, when I
yeah.
go to India, and of course, I'm not going to say people of determination because he won't get it.
Yeah.
So I say, disabled parking hai.
Hmm.
So he's saying, what are you asking for? What is disabled? And I try my best. I say special needs. I say apaige. But as soon as you say the word handicap, they say, oh, handicap. Okay. You know, it's so sad.
Yeah.
But we have to constantly keep going and do our best, you know, and make the change.
Just because 50 people out of 100 aren't aware yet doesn't mean the 50 shouldn't start at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I do it like all the time.
Yeah.
And my husband just says, oh my God, again. You
With
know?
my own family, initially, best buddies were like, "Oh, you're going to volunteer with the special needs kids, the autism kids, right?" And then now they're like, "Oh, best buddies, okay, yeah." And now my parents themselves come and they sit around the event, see everything, take part when they can. It's
And what did you all think of Sitare Zameen Par? Did you watch
Amazing.
it?
It was amazing. I'm being honest here. But like, I feel like there could have been a few tweaks here and there. But when they talked about the normal, that is one thing I liked. The new normal which they used, I feel like it's a good term because they teach us how different everyone can be, but it's our own normal which we have. Because I might get up 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. Somebody I might get up at another time. So we all have our own normals, but it's how you want to look at it. And I think that's what we've all been talking about. That how you mentioned if 50 people don't know about it and other 50 do, it doesn't mean we stop there because maybe you were one of the 50 and then you passed it on to us and then we passed it on to our families and they get to know so much more about it. It's amazing.
I didn't watch the full thing, but from whatever I saw, I'm not the biggest supporter. I felt it was too stigmatized for my liking.
Same, you know.
I think they made it seem like, oh, there is very distinct differences between these people. But I
Yeah,
don't agree. with
I didn't like the way they were dressed.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
know,
that was-
like clowns
yeah.
and with suspenders and.
Hmm.
But that's not how they
It's
dress.
almost like degrading in a sense, personally.
Hmm.
And that 45-year-old men were
Yeah.
called kids.
I-
Bache,
Yeah.
that I thought was ridiculous.
One thing I even hate to see or experience in real life is when people are babied or people are talked to childlike
Yeah.
when they're 23, 24. Just because something about them is not as capable as a normal person doesn't mean they are not more mature than you.
Exactly.
Or doesn't mean they haven't lived a life of determination more than you. If anything, they've probably lived through more and experienced more than any normal person walking on the street. So I hate the childlike talking, the
Yeah.
babying, and in the movie too, the kids, the terms I wouldn't
This
agree with.
calling them kids.
Yeah,
You know, that
no.
I've been writing on that's why I think I detoxed from
Yeah.
social media because I said, I can't do this. Every
Yeah.
page that had something about, you know, so if you've not experienced people of determination in your life, you think this is them and it's so sweet and so cute, but
They're not
please
cute.
don't
That's
call
not
them
cute.
cute and don't call them sweet. And, you know, they're fun people.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm sorry. It's like what I felt like because now I said it. It's like I felt like the movie was nice because it brought about the awareness. But since it's the first movie which brought it out, there could be more changes. Like how we mentioned about the clothing, the babying, and how that's what I said about few tweaks. That the age, if they are 42. Let them be 42. It's completely fine.
Exactly.
So that's why I feel
Would
like
you call a 42-year-old man
Never.
bacha? You know,
Never.
impossible.
No.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that
And
narrative has to
most
change.
directors, most movies that come out now, they have such a huge platform. If one director with a big platform has the initiative or has the mindset, has the education to know what people of determination are, then the audience could be just as educated if they wanted to.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
using platforms like this to create an even worse stigma that already exists, I don't agree with personally. But again,
What was nice was they really
Yeah.
used real actors
yeah,
instead of,
Yeah.
picking someone to act like them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, on that
Good
basis,
effort.
it was nice.
A for effort, but don't try.
Yeah. And then Amir Khan's name, Gulshan. I don't know how many calls I got. And they said, "Do you know what Amir Khan's name is? It's Gulshan." I said, "Okay."
Thank you. Yeah.
So, yeah. But what I can see today
Mm.
is the two of you are not going to stop. Wherever you are, whatever you do in this world, you will keep coming back to someone with special needs because you need that to fill your cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can see it happening. And please don't let it ever stop.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many volunteers. There was this guy, Anish, who had come as a volunteer from Modern High. And he stood like this. And the first his mother called me. And she said, I heard that you do summer camp and you're looking for volunteers. I said, yeah. And I said, but if you want to volunteer, you call me. Why is your son not calling? How old is he? So she said, whatever, 15, 16. I said, then he can call. If you are calling means you are interested. If he calls means he's interested. So I don't accept calls from moms. So she said, no, but I just want to know what you do. I said, I don't talk to moms. I talk to directly
Yeah.
to. So Anish came and he stood with his arms crossed like this. And I said, that's not how you stand in SFS. So he said, okay, then. So I said, no, that's not either. Hands down. And he said, so, but what do you want me to do? I've come here. I said, what have you come here for? So he said, to help. So I said, then you leave because we don't need help. And I'm still in touch with him. He's almost 36 years old. He was, in corporate. I don't know what line he was, but he was doing a fantastic job in New York and making lots of money. And then he quit all that. He said it just didn't fulfill me. It was that SFS Kira that I wanted because when I was with them, it made me that feeling.
Yeah.
So I think he came around 19 or something, and then COVID happened in 20. So he was out there in the fields helping all the farmers get back. When we all were saying, what can we do? What can we do? He was there. And today he started his own factory in Pune where he recycles plastic to make these sunglasses.
Wow.
And the rag pickers that we were calling rag pickers are all his partners in the company. He eats with them. He washes the toilet as well. And they said, no, how can you do it? You're the boss. He says, but I'm using it as well. So
Yeah.
then I clean as well. So that's the, it's amazing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Anish.
Yeah.
So I can see that, y'all will also want to do something where you give back. It doesn't have to be for special needs, but you will give back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will you?
My entire career is built around this, so hopefully.
Yeah, but you can also be
Yeah.
in this career and then say, I just want to make money.
No.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I don't
Yeah.
see you doing that.
I think it's the mindset which we have. Like, even I'm interested in medical, maybe neuroscience somewhere. So my first thought was when it went to Parkinson's actually, because one of my friends, actually I don't even know who he is. I just saw him walking by. We were having one of the MUNs in event. It's very, very long back, and his hand was shaking. I'm like, why is your hand shaking? Are you nervous? Is it cold? I can ask them to switch off the AC. He's like, no, I have Parkinson's. I'm like, okay, what is Parkinson's? Then he explains me everything, how it is a nerve issue and it's through the nerve problems which causes that hand movement. And I was like,
But at that
Okay.
age,
yeah, he did. He did have it. And I was surprised, to be honest, as well. I was surprised that how is this possible? And because of him, I went home, I googled it up, I did a research, and I'm like, okay, this is possible. This is possible, but there's no cure. Now I'm like, my head is now that we've seen people like this, but we need to know how to put forward a cure. So I've done some research and tried to find ways. But the problem in our society is that we already have the technology. We don't want to use it in the proper way. I did create a neuromodulation. So we use like piezoelectric material and so we would inject it into people. It's not like executed yet because that's too. But I always thought, I was like, if this can be done, then anything can happen. If we have a way to solve any problem in this world, we all can be friends. We all can find solutions to our problem.
And more than curing it, when we look at when it comes to people of determination, let's just take the most simple examples: Down syndrome and autism. They don't fall under the same category. Down
They don't.
syndrome is a change in a single chromosome. When you're born, when you're inside your mommy's tummy, that time a single chromosome change, the entire trajectory of your life has changed. Entire trajectory of your mom's, your dad's, your siblings' life has changed. And with autism, it's a spectrum from the least to the most. So you can be someone that just finds something to like for the rest of your life, or you can be someone that cannot stand light or cannot stand sound. And to say that people look at an autistic person and a person with Down syndrome with the same eyes, with the same mindset, with the same approach, it's not acceptable. It's not fair to the person that's treating them. It's not fair to the person of determination as well. And it's not about finding a cure or finding a way to remove this from their life. Everyone is different. You're not going to treat a 61-year-old woman and a 15-year-old woman the same way. The same way you shouldn't treat someone with autism or someone with Down syndrome the same way. If we just have that change within ourselves, well, whether we're young or old, I don't think they should be some breakthrough in life. It's just understanding. It's just
I think the 3 words of SFS: love, accept, and respect.
yeah.
If we can just do this for them,
Yeah.
we've
For everyone,
For
not even
everybody.
for them.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. I mean, you know how you mentioned about the difference in everything. Like if you're 20, that one chromosome, that one change, I feel like that's the beauty of it. Everyone is different. How we're built is different. How anyone else is built is different. But you have to look into it as well. I mean, I totally understand. But
Yeah.
it's not a disease. That's
Yeah.
one thing. What I looked into was Parkinson's disease. So that's a completely different topic. I just thought it should be something to share. But when it comes to special needs, it's different, completely different spectrum with 100 different topics under it. And it's definitely a unique one for everyone to learn from. Because when I grow up, and not even grow up, right now, I have a younger brother. And he's like, when will I come for SFS? Which
Anytime.
event? No, he's like, I am coming next event. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you write your name. You're there. He's like, okay, but what do I have to do? And I was like, you know how Gulshan ma'am taught me? He's like, how? I'm like, you go there and you see. I'm not going to tell you what to do there, how to do there. You go there, you enjoy, you come back, and then you tell me what did you learn. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And yeah. So thank you so much for being
No,
there.
we should be thanking you
No,
from
no.
the beginning.
Thank you.
A huge thank
And
you.
yeah. And we are looking forward to the closing party that you all are organizing.
See you
So-
at the events. Yeah.
So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for having us.
It was really wonderful talking to young volunteers. And if you want to be a part of it, just come. Yeah. Thank
Anytime.
you.